In today with Brendan Boylan. He's a freelance journalist, and we spotted a post on social media from Brendan around the recent Leinster final in Croke Park. You see, Brendan is a wheelchair user, and he went along to the game, and sure, look, I'll let him tell you his own story. Brendan, welcome to Late Lunch. Thanks for joining me.
How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for joining me on the show this afternoon. OK, will you take up the story? You went to the Leinster final in Croke Park. I take it you were wearing a green shirt.
Oh, God, yeah. Gerry, I've been going to Croke Park for 35 years. And when I started going to Croke Park first, way back in 1990, the disabled viewing accommodation was down in a corner between Hill 16 and the Nally Stand. I don't know if you remember old layout.
I do indeed. I can picture it as you speak to me here. And what was the view okay from there, or was it terrible?
Now look, you were at one end of the field, obviously.
Yeah.
But you had a clear view straight in front of you, and there was nothing to obstruct your view. Now, if it was a wet day, you get drowned.
Yeah.
And I got plenty of them in my time. But look, you don't mind when you're winning.
Yeah. And you were always winning at that stage, as blackguards, always winning.
We were as right. But for the 1999-2000 National League, I think it was, semi-final, Meath played Cork in Croke Park. Cork actually beat us by 6 points to 3. It was one of the worst games of football that was ever played. But that was my first day watching a match in the new wheelchair accommodation as it was then, which is at the back of the bottom deck of the Cusick stand.
Okay.
Right behind the last row of seats.
And that wasn't easy, I take it. That wasn't easy. What happened? Obviously that day then, a new viewing point, you're in undercover, you're not going to get wet, but you're right at the back. I have to ask you this. What happens, there's people directly in front of you in seats if they stand up that day? Was your view blocked?
Well, luckily there was damn all there that day.
Okay.
But take last Sunday is ground zero as far as you be concerned. That's exactly what happened, Gerry. The last 5 minutes last Sunday week, the only thing I seen was the backs of the four loud people standing in front of me. So, because look, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's naturally enough in a tight game with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to get up because they don't want to miss that.
Of course. But here, but Brendan, here's the thing. This is my. I saw what you posted, and that's why I wanted to chat to you today about it. Would it not make sense to leave a couple of rows in front of you guys vacant, that nobody would be in, that you would have a clear view that if the people below that stood up, it didn't matter a whit, you'd see the game? Isn't that the logical thing?
Well, that was, as you would have seen in the piece, Gerry. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Take out even one row, see?
Yes.
And therefore, the wheelchairs would be up above the last row of seats and could see out over the top of them.
Perfect. And that's...
Which is the way to have it in the Aviva.
Yeah, and I was going to come to that. I'm aware of that as well, that the Aviva, that is exactly the way it's designed, and your view will not be blocked. But can I tell you a little story, Brendan? I was in the 3 Arena, and I'm nearly sure it was the last time I was to see Kylie Minogue. She was there live, and I was in the row of seats behind... where the wheelchair users sit in the 3 Arena, Brendan. I don't know whether you were ever there, but anyway.
No, I've never been there yet, Gerry.
Well, let me tell you, it's the same situation as you've experienced in Croke Park. People kept getting up off their feet, naturally, dancing around and that.
Yeah,
but
it's going to happen.
Yes, but Brendan, I honestly, my blood was boiling thinking of the people in the chairs and that, they couldn't see because of this. And I just thought to myself, oh my God. So now Croke Park is not alone that. Now, I'm not sure whether that has been rectified since, but that was a few years back. Anyways, you've posted this. You know what's to be done. You are a freelance journalist. Have you got in touch with the GAA, Brendan, about this?
I have emailed Jarlath Burns twice since he became GAA president. I emailed him on the 28th of May last year and the 17th of January again this year. And I haven't even got so much as an acknowledgement of receipt of the email.
That saddens me to hear that, because there is an easy solution to this. I know they'll lose a few seats, but what the heck? It's only a few seats in the context of 80, 90,000.
I mean, the place holds 82,300.
Yeah.
If they're to lose 10 seats, so what?
Exactly. I think this is a no-brainer, to be honest with you. God, I'm disappointed you haven't made any headway on that. How are you fixed in Park Talton, your home ground? Is everything okay there?
Well, as I was saying to Louise, your researcher last night, I actually helped design the one in Navan, so I can't really say a whole lot.
So it works. It works.
The late Fintan Guinness, God be good to him, former chairman, Meath County Board, asked myself and my late father to go down one October or November day towards the end of 2005, and there was the two of us and Fintan and Colin Gannon, former chairman, the former treasurer of the Meath County Board, who is now a wheelchair user himself, and Fintan and Brendan Dempsey, and I actually came up with the design for what's there at the minute.
Okay. And that's logic, to involve somebody who will use the facility and get their perspective on it. For you, God, you know, I know the result didn't go your way last Sunday week, but at the end of the day, it would be nice to be able to say that you saw the conclusion of that final yourself, one way or the other. Are you going to go? Are you going to go with this again? I'm just going to ask you this: you've got to go back at this again. You've got to go to the GA.
I'm not letting this go, Gerry.
Yeah,
I'm not letting this go for the simple reason that it's bad enough that you can only get a wheelchair ticket when your own county is in there. Do you know what I mean? So say if there was an All-Ireland hurling final on in the morning with Limerick and Cork or whoever it might be, I can't go and get a ticket like the ordinary punter can go and get a ticket, but I sure as hell want to be able to go with me, they're in there.
Of course. Can I ask you this? You are a freelance journalist. You do report on games. How are you fixed for going up higher in Croke Park to the press area?